still be able
Well,
to
I
get
think-
payment.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, I think the thing behind anything is when it seems too good to be true or it's too easy, you don't have to really do anything. That should be a flag. Easy come,
Yeah,
easy go.
but
You know?
sometimes nowadays so creative. Sometimes the fraud is like, yes, you have to work for it.
Yes.
It's still a part of fraud.
Yes, so this is very good advice from a banker, okay? Yes, that's the key point, okay? Anything you heard about that is too good to be true. Too good to be true is a golden rule. Because, yes, once a while you see money fall from heaven, right? Once a while, but it's not real, it's not really common. So anything too good to be true, as John said, right now the fraudulent becomes so creative. For the ordinary people, we just cannot really recognize it. But however, as a human being, we know what's a good deal, right? We know what's a good deal, right? If anybody ever told you, say, hey, you just walk home and no any hassle, you don't need to commute to your work job, job site, you just stay home and you spend 30 minutes every day and you earn $5 per day. Well, this is too good to be true, right? So anything really make you feel it's too good to be true, then you should really raise out your antenna. All right? Since today we are talking about the payment issue. Payment issue sometimes it's not you get frauded. You receive the benefit. However, anything it sounds like too good to be true, I will suggest you stay away. Stay away. Don't bother it. Just don't even bother to open the email to look at it. I know some people got damages, got lost as a victim of a fraud, and some people get benefit. One of my clients really received money and closed out the account and received $2,000. But that is not the point. The point is you need to identify for today's age. Everything is so creative. I just don't want you to become a part of the member. Okay. Any other comment so far? Okay. So when we talk about the payment issue, number one, you need to figure out any payment issue which can really secure your transaction. That means if you are a seller, making sure you can legitimately receive a payment, number one. Number two, don't become the victim. Don't become the victim, okay? Heard about promissory note? Everybody heard about that before? Yeah. Promissory note. Usually, when did you hear about this?
Lending touch money.
Yeah, promissory note. I want to pause for a few seconds because some people react very quick. Some people say, huh, what's that? Heard about this ever? When? By what kind of chance or under what kind of circumstances you heard about this promissory note? Mortgage is one issue, right? When people apply for mortgage, especially right now, for this period right now, it's record low. It's record low, the mortgage rate. Every day we see the new record low. Of course, up and down a little bit, but generally speaking, during this period, it's historical low. It's like only 4% something for the 30 years fixed. 4% for 30 years fixed. Can you believe it? Okay. So yeah, the first situation probably is when you apply for the loan, the mortgage on your house, and you sign off promissory note along with deed of trust or mortgage. So promissory note is one item gonna sign. So, but that is not the only one, right? If you borrow the money from a credit card, if you use credit card, it's also promissory note. So promissory note eventually is more like a contract, like 2 sessions ago. The contract between the lender and the borrower, right? The lender and the borrower, right? So the application is pretty broad, okay, very broad, okay. So here, you will see lender against borrow. So you'll see the identity there. Who is lender? Who is the borrower? Right? Alright? Then you will see the amount. What's the money or the line of the credit? Sometimes the amount is fixed. Sometimes the amount is only the limit, like credit card, right? You will receive a $2,000 credit limit. And probably after you sign out the promissory note, you don't owe anything because the line is still there. You have not used anything yet. And of course the rate. The rate could be the fixed rate or adjustable rate, right? Fixed rate is more like a mortgage, right? So if apply for the refinance, say 4.25% for 30 years, fixed. So during this 360 months period, you wanna change. And could be adjustable, right? And especially for the commercial loan, the rate usually is based on prime rate, right? If you want to follow this news, economic news or finance news, so what's prime rate right now? 3 something, right?
3 1/4.
Right, 3 something. It's still very low. Prime rate is announced by the Federal Reserve, right? So once in a while you heard about the news, say, wow, the chairman announced they're gonna keep this rate still the same, and sometimes they raise it, and sometimes they lower it. So prime rate is the rate usually is a basic rate to determine a commercial rate. Usually line of credit, you have a home equity, and based on this. And right now, since the economy is so bad, sometimes the bank just give you the prime rate plus 0. Prime rate plus 0, that means just 3% something. So even lower than the fixed rate. Fixed rate right now is a 4 point something. And if you can get it a very good deal, it's the prime rate plus 0, means only 3% something. And the beauty of now credit is the credit is there. If you don't use it, you don't pay anything, right? But whenever you are in need, you just go ahead to use it. And whatever the balance is, usually you only pay the interest, okay? And then if you want to pay off everything, then you pay off, otherwise you just pay the interest. So that's the beauty, right? So the rate, of course, the last one, maybe, okay? Maybe is maturity. Right? When is the last day when you need to pay off everything? So last issue is maturity. All right. So this is the basic format of promissory note. So sometimes it could be very, very formal and issued by the bank, and could be very, very informal. So between person and person, between you and your friend, right? In case your very close friend or even your family member want to borrow money from you, you can just write it off. Very, very informal piece of paper, right? You say I owe you. I owe you is kind of a promissory note, right? So after we understand this, the next issue is called negotiable. By the way, if I have any typo or spell wrong, just remind me. Negotiable. Anybody heard about this before? Negotiable. Heard about this terminology? What's negotiable?
This means it can be exchanged.
Good.
We discussed.
Yeah.